Alrighty, back into iRacing. So, what do I need to do? Updates. Okay, I think I've done all these. Yeah, I did that at the beginning, so we'll go there. Let's go racing. What? You have to be kidding me. So here I am 8 months later after saying I was done with iRacing. Back in February, I believe February is when my subscription was due. And I kind of looked at after, how much I spent up until that point to participate in one season, one series. And I really just came to the conclusion that it simply wasn't worth it anymore. So I ended it. And there in itself lies one of the biggest issues. Ending my subscription actually ended access to all my hundreds of dollars worth of content. Forget multiplayer. I'm not even able to run a test session, do anything in offline mode, access a time trial, access anything, and so on. So ending your subscription actually ends all the money you've spent. So if you've spent upwards of $1,000, which you can easily, and you decide you end your subscription, all that content is gone. You have no access to it. Not sure why I renewed my subscription, but I did. And so after the reinstall, all the updates, I'm sitting here staring at the racing page ready to go. Yet problem number 2 arises. Purchase, 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 register. Okay, old. Purchase, purchase, register. Okay, Mazda Cup, rookie. Right, so let's see if, for example, I do have the F3, so that's fine. So if, for example, I want to go, let's see, the Nürburgring combined. Basically, I have to purchase one of these 3 cars, which I didn't purchase them before because I didn't really like them. I didn't really want to purchase it. I'd have to purchase, of course, the Nürburgring combined. So that could be a decision I'll make later on. Let's try the RT12, this RUF GT3 Challenge, which I'd be totally open to buying that. The only problem is I do have Watkins Glen, but let's look at the schedule. So Spa, I have that. Donington Park, I have that. Road America, I have that. Imola, I would need to purchase. Laguna Seca, I have that. Interlagos, I'd have to purchase. Daytona, I'd have to purchase. So there again, I'd have to spend a decent amount of money. And let's say, there's... So if we look here, this would be actually fun. I'd like to do the IMSA sports car. So let's click on that. And I don't have any of the cars. So I'd have to buy one of these cars. I do have Watkins Glen, but let's say that's $12. That's $12 US, and I'll probably want 2 cars. So maybe 24. So that could be up to $40 already. Canadian, you got to mind you. And if we look at this, so MotoG, I would have to buy. Long Beach, I would have to buy. Le Mans, I would have to buy. Silverstone, I have. Daytona, I would have to buy. So you're looking at, just for me to participate in this series, again, probably a good $200 to $300, or $200. Let's be conservative. So I'd say about $200 for me to participate in that series. Otherwise, I go back to the Dallara F3, which I have, and I did last season with that last year. So I do have Laguna Seca. Let's look at the schedule. Again, Nürburgring I'd have to buy. Zolder I would have to buy. Detroit I would have to buy. And Monza I do have. So again, even if I want to run basically with content that I do have, or a car that I do have, I'm looking at spending, a big amount of money. The big question is, why am I back here? Why am I back in iRacing? And I kind of anticipated this. I knew that I would be in this situation. So why would I resubscribe to this service? Not for the force feedback. It's not good compared to other sims. I've never really been a fan of the force feedback in iRacing. Definitely not for the graphics quality. Car and track choice, no, because if I wanted car and track choice, I would have to spend tons of money to have the car and track choice, as opposed to something like Race Room, AMS2, R Factor, Assetto Corsa, the original, any of those. You have plenty of content for that. A UI, no. This UI is much better than the web. A lot of people still preferred the web version. If you look at the homepage, It's still really quite busy. Even the Go Racing page, even just navigating this is still quite busy regardless. So it's not for that. Sounds of the cars, I think they're okay. I don't think they're amazing. And so, what is it? So, why am I here? And I keep asking myself this question, like, why did it draw me back in? I think it simply comes down to multiplayer and accessing the populated lobbies. At any time of the day, 24/7, I can jump in here anytime and you have a room full of racers. Unfortunately, this is something that a lot of the other titles are challenged with. And unless you're in a scheduled league race or you have something planned with friends to jump in, you really find yourself sometimes searching for a lobby and spending time trying to find a lobby that's either decent, you can get into, that you have, a good amount of racers in it, competitive racers, not just a smash fest. The big question is that worth the price of admission? And it's a tough one to answer because I'm sitting here 10 months later looking at a price wall and trying to decide what to do. Okay, let's do some quick math because we all love math, right? So I can either bulk buy for an extra discount, but I usually only do like 3 when I'm sure the tracks are in multiple series that I'm going to run. So let's say, for example, I'm going to do this IMSA Sports Car Championship. So I'll need to buy 1 or 2 of these cars. Most likely I'm going to buy 2 of these cars. So I would say let's go with the 911 RSR and the P217. Just have a bit of variety in the cars. So, this is a little bit more prototype, which is kind of cool. Okay, and then if we go into the tracks, let's go to the schedule. Let's see here. I'm going to need MotoG. I'm going to need Long Beach. I'll need to buy Le Mans. I'll need to buy Daytona. And I'll need to buy Interlagos. Okay, so that's 2 cars there, which is what, $11.95. So say $24. And then that's 5 tracks there. Okay, so let me see. Let's go back out here. And I'd like to try something else. And I was thinking about the Dallara IR01. So if we go to the Dallara, okay, I'll have to buy that, which is another car. So that's 3 cars, so $36. And if we go to the schedule, I'm going to have to buy, I have this. I'll have to buy Nürburgring and I'll have to buy, I actually don't have Road Atlanta. I just realized that. So I'll have to buy Road Atlanta. That is what, 7 tracks. So that's a $14.95. So that's 100, say 105. And then it's 3 cars. So say 36. So that comes out to 140, 141, whatever, give or take. And say with tax, it's $160. So that's US. Now convert that to Canadian. That's $200 Canadian. Keeping in mind, in 13 weeks, we'll be in the same scenario. And 2 more after that because there's 4 seasons. Plus the annual, which I've committed to because, Black Friday. That's basically just for going through this season and just wanting to have a bit of a variety. I mean, I can obviously go back to my Formula 3 car that I run, but I'll have to buy maybe a track or 2 there to run that one as well. Anyway, so that's just a quick example of, if I want to commit to doing, this season here, this next season that just started this week, going from the Dallara IR and doing a bit more of the IMSA championship with a couple of different cars in either of those, I would have to pick up, like I said, 7 cars, 7 tracks, 3 cars, and a commitment of about $200. And that's where we are. So let me leave you with this thought. I really actually don't mind subscription-based model since it's pretty much all around us these days. And I just want you to imagine something like Netflix or Apple Music, where you're paying a monthly subscription, but you only have access to, say, old music or old films or non-popular films and music, and you want to hear that new album and you would have to pay for it. Or a new series that just came out, or something like Mandalorian where you subscribe to Disney Plus, but you don't get access to that content. You would find it pretty crazy. So why is it that we subscribe to the iRacing formula? Really would like to hear your opinions in the comments below. Not to create an argument, but actually have a conversation about everyone's point of view on this topic, because it is something that actually interests me. And once again, thank you as always for watching, for supporting the channel and liking the videos. I'll catch you guys again really soon. Take care.